When I was 10, I thought adults were invincible, that they knew the answer to everything and how to deal with even the hardest emotions. At the time, I didn't realize how easy it was to mask your emotions. The day my uncle died was a pretty ordinary day. I had just gotten back from a vacation and was finishing unpacking in my room when my mom had come in. She asked me if I had the matching necklace to my cousin's, which I kind of thought was weird because I hadn't seen my cousin in a while. I hesitated and said yes. I could tell something was wrong with my mom. There was a certain sadness in her eyes and a certain softness in her voice. I shrugged it off though and put on the necklace anyway. I knew something was wrong when I spoke to my dad. The urgency in his voice when he said we had to leave. When we got in the car, I couldn't help but feel a certain tension between my mom's muffled cries. Finally, like a punch to the gut, my mom had told me that my Uncle Wayne was dead. I didn't believe her, not my Uncle Wayne. At 10, I didn't understand what suicide was. I mean, I get that he was gone, and I understood that he had chosen to leave, but I still don't understand why. I didn't understand it then, and I'm still trying to understand it now. What followed his death was a kind of rupture, not just in my family, but how I viewed the world. I began to realize that the loudest laugh can mask the deepest ache, and that the people who seem the strongest can sometimes be the ones struggling the most. I started looking at people differently, wondering what they felt beneath the surface. I became quiet, more observant. I realized that pain isn't always visible, that people can be deeply loved and still feel deeply alone. As I got older, I began to understand more. I learned that mental health isn't a weakness, that asking for help doesn't make you fragile, it makes you braver. I now carry my uncle's memory with me, not just in mourning, but in how I show up for others, with patience, with softness, and with willingness to see what isn't always said out loud.